Okay. We should. Hmm. Okay, good. I think we're live. I think we are live. Hi, Court Jester. Hello. Hi. Hopefully they can hear me. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Yay. I think. Hi, Miss K. Hello. You guys can hear me okay? How's it going, guys? How's everybody doing? Anyway. It's getting a bit late for me. Sorry to be so late. I'm going to be working on some work, but wanted to pop in and do a live. I know it's been probably like 2-ish weeks since the last live. Maybe. Hi, Kel. Hello. Happy Easter. I am working on some art right now. Huzzah. You get home from home from a hockey game and stoned out of your mind. Thank you, Miss K. Good. Nice. That's the way to do it. I am unfortunately sober out of my mind. It's not my favorite thing to be, but you know. So how is everyone doing? It's been a interesting couple of weeks. I hope everybody is faring okay. I am doing well, all things considered. But hi, Percocet. Hello. Yeah, for the most part, everything's going pretty good. Yeah. We got some rain here, so that is exciting. But not nearly enough, you know. Crazy energy this month. Yeah, I know. Hi, Jackal. Hello. Hi. Yeah, this month, I don't know if it was Mercury retrograde. I think that was over in mid-March. So I have no idea what was up. Corchester. Yeah. You're the only mod, Kelt. Make sure it doesn't get too crazy. Actually, you know what? Here, I'll sign in. Actually, wait. I can sign in as myself. Yeah. But yeah, Kel, I'll be watching too. But yeah, you are the only mod. Sorry. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. So what's everybody been up to? It's good to see you, Jackal. Hi, Kayla. Hello. There can only be one. Kel. Oh my goodness. Yes. I'm ready for you too, Kel. Hell yeah. Yeah, you've got another mod in here. If I really wanted to, I could go in and give you anybody else that wants a mod brunch, but you know, my eyes are not fantastic this time of night. Yep, nope. My eyes are not letting me do what I... Easter Sunday here. Nice. Yeah. I was gonna come on earlier, but yeah, I had well, my ex stopped by to give me my medications, but yeah, he was telling me about all his female problems, and I felt effective at giving advice. I was like, yes, the female mind. It's 150. Nice. Yeah. Any drama lately? Oh, Jackal. Don't you know? There's been a little bit of drama. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of drama. Just a teeny tiny bit of drama. And it was not my fault. I did not start it. It was not my fault. But yes, there's been drama. So yeah, but basically we're gonna... Hello, Velociraptor RN. Yay, hello, welcome. It's all drama, right, Kayla? It's always drama all the time. But basically I need to get everybody else on the same page because guys, I want to leave. I want to leave. I don't want to be here. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. It's not you, Court Jester. You're lovely. But I want out of Delphi eventually. I don't want to be here forever and ever and ever. And we've all been dancing around too many things. The attorney stuff. Basically, Kathy just went with different attorneys. Yeah. So, and it became a thing. It became a thing. I think it felt like she was getting bullied, but I mean, she was an adult. She made a decision for herself, and she decided not to go with the people that she didn't want to go with. So that's where we are. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I am an open book for the most part. It was a wise decision. I agree. I don't understand all the ins and outs, which is typical for me. But it wasn't my decision to make. And, you know, if anybody ever feels like they're backed into a corner and they need support, I like to be somebody that will hopefully not make them feel like they are in the corner. But you know how it goes. You can't win either way. You just become somebody else's enemy. Yeah, Miss K, I think that's well said. Yeah, it was her decision, and she's working in her best interests. Yeah, and not just hers, but Rick's. You know, like she is married to the guy, so I mean, I don't know why that's hard for people, but yeah, I think she's more than capable enough of making good decisions for herself and her husband. But it got so ugly because it felt like there was a lot riding on it, you know? Like, if it was going to come down to, well, initially it was about post-conviction relief, which had to do with some sort of investigation. And that was before the appeal. There's a Bob Mata video that I referenced in a community post And it does a good job of like they do. It's Bob Motta, Carol Weinecke, and Michael Osbrook, and they're all discussing kind of the ins and outs of like the direct appeal and post conviction relief, and where when and where those things kind of happen. So they do a better job of explaining it. So I'm not going to even try to talk about that, but it got ugly because people had a lot riding on it, and I think that's the nature of the beast, especially if it was going to get tied up. Hi Veronica, hello. Especially if it was going to get caught up in like a lawsuit, you know. Oh, hi, sweet dude Chibi, hello. Good to see you. Oh yeah, and I say hello stupidly. I apologize. I can't help it. But yeah, again, I am here to be an open book, so I will try to do and answer whatever I can that hopefully won't put my life at risk, put other people's lives at risk. Because, you know, like it used to be that Delphi was supposed to be just regular true crime, right? So, but, no, it's not regular true crime, unfortunately. But yeah, I can put the link up if anybody wants to hop on. Oh, that's nice, Jekyll. I don't do too much, but I'm tired and I can't, you know, there's some people that are crafty and they can dance around an issue, and I can't. I'm just not that patient. So I'm trying not to figure it out, but I do. Thank you, Kel. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just say, you know, I don't know when it became like common practice to question the wife who is also technically like her own husband's power of attorney. Like, why is it that when we question her, we're not also questioning Rick? Because that's essentially what's happening. So, without the confusing frills, we'll see. We'll see. It might still be confusing. Because again, I don't know all of it. I just know that Kathy was pretty adamantly saying that she didn't want to go through with the contract, and people basically were kind of bullying her into signing a contract that she didn't want to sign, but that's where we're at. I think that issue is because of who and how that was presented it, in fairness. Pretty tacky. Maybe. It is their life, yeah. On day one, but they can't go back. I think they've always had an attorney, especially like the appellate attorney. So the two appellate attorneys, I should say. And yeah, I mean, I think it was Andy Capsa that reached out and showed that the appellate attorneys were not interested in dealing with the distraction. Well, the person felt like they were owed the fundraiser. Maybe, Veronica. I don't know what was left of the fundraiser. And that's another issue that we should all be concerned about, is that there's just not enough transparency ever. Yeah, don't talk to police. Hi, Plain Iron. Hello. Yeah, don't talk to the police. Don't do it. Especially don't talk to Delphi police. because, you know, they're literally protecting a criminal. So, yeah. But let's see. I think so too, Miss K. I think she made a good decision, but that's just me. Make changes. They refused. That's true. That's true. She did ask them to make some changes and they refused. It's not what other people have been saying, so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, not for a spa day. Let's not. Yeah. Yeah, I'm never going to Indiana either. No, thank you. Anytime somebody tells me about Indiana, I'm like, do you know about Indiana? And they kind of look at me like, what? What do I need to know? I'm like, have you heard about Indiana? Yeah, it's just not worth it, guys. But yeah, it's good to see everyone. I figured I better jump back on the bicycle before I forgot how to ride. 40K really isn't that much money. Yeah. And I don't know. I think, there were rumors circulating that I think it was the digital expert was paid like 12,000 out of it. So I mean that gets you to what, like 28 something. So yeah, that's not much to do with much of anything, considering that Christine and Erica haven't been paid. My friend told me here. My eyes got huge. She did not know of Indiana and all it smells. Yeah. Yeah. On whole monster's ass. That's good. Yeah. Axl Rose told us Indiana was effed up back in the 80s. The appears the money being spent towards investigating and tests only Michael and Kara are pro bono free. Yes, but there were other things tied in with it, Veronica. Manic posts are strange. I'm not sure which manic posts. Oh shit, Axl Rose was from Lafayette. Yeah, there's something up with Lafayette, isn't there? Some interesting characters based out of Lafayette. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gull is posting. I have no idea. I hope not. That dirty, dirty girl. She's a dirty, dirty girl. Yeah, but eventually more of the contract story will get out. I was mostly concerned that the same insiders that had supposedly, quote unquote, helped Brad and Andy during Rick's original trial would be helping Osbrook. Yeah, Gull didn't pay. Nobody. Didn't get paid. Yeah. Hey, Kitty. Hi. You want to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? The Gull Island by Fox Island. It's all the islands. It's all the islands. You want to say hi? Come say hi. It's Lulu. Lulu says hi. Say hi. You know, okay. No, she wants to do what she wants to do. Come here. Say hi. Say hi, kitty. Yeah. Yeah, what were we talking about? Yeah, whoever helped failed miserably. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, Veronica. Thank you. Yeah. I did not want the same people ending up with Osbrook and Kara, misinforming them and distracting them down a rabbit hole. Because, let's. They say hi, Lulu. They say hi. Yeah. Lulu says hi back in her own way. Yeah, let's be real. Like, a lot of the people that were helping Andy and Brad, for the regular trial and stuff, a lot of those people knew who Dawn was. The void kitty of the live stream. Yeah, she is the void stream. Instead of double work, maybe Veronica, but it's a little bit more interesting and nuanced than that, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think she has fully paid Baldwin, by the way. I don't know if Rosie has been paid. I would not think that he's been fully paid either, though. I won't. Yeah, it does have to come from her. That's fair. And that's what, like, I did kind of jump the gun and put it out there before she was willing to put it out there. But when you have, like, all of the people close, not all of the people, like 3 of the people close to her coming to you and saying, certain people are feeling stressed, feeling ganged up on, and feeling all sorts of ways. And yeah, I don't have the biggest platform, but I felt like it was the least I could do. And yeah, her lawyer will eventually make a statement. That's what's been said behind the scenes. So, the person needs to worry about her court cases and calm down. Erica really didn't have much to do with it, and I don't even, like, I don't simp for anybody. I know nothing, but yeah, and I'm not even sure, Miss K, about, like, the full aspects of, like, what funds they're talking about, because I know they wanted to fundraise. My biggest issue was that the same people that helped lead Alan's original defense astray, those same people would be again working with the people that were doing the post-conviction relief work. And we already know how Alan's first trial ended up under Andy and Brad and Jennifer. Miss Auger. He lost. Okay, well, we'll agree to disagree then, because we're all missing kind of the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that we all know, everybody here knows about Dawn, correct? Like, everybody has seen the presentation and knows that she had Richard Allen's name in her mouth in 2020 before he was arrested, 2 years before he was arrested, right? Like, we're all on that same page, because this is the bigger issue. Yeah. Dawn was the admin for the Facebook group, The Delphi Dilemma. Dawn is close with the Patties, the Webbers. What's the Truth and Justice, the Angela Hope Tanksley or whatever lady, who was good friends with Ron Logan. Dawn knew Richard Allen's name in 2020. Yeah. Yeah. So Dawn did not tip in Richard Allen in 2020. Okay. But she was disseminating his name not only in her Facebook group, but it was getting disseminated out into the regular World Wide Web. How did she know his name? It's a great question, Kayla. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Percocet. Exactly. So, how and why does somebody know this person's name and is putting it out there on the internet to a point where even like it's getting disseminated on Reddit, where someone like Simon of West Yorkshire is actually trying to contact police about another Redditor who is doxing Richard Allen at the time. Um, and it turns out that, yeah, a lot of these people in the knot, Dawn was in the knot. And she knew a lot of people in the knot. And she was close with a lot of people in the knot. And some of these people have been on YouTube this entire time. And we go to their lives and we chat it up and it, you know, everybody's happy. Plain Iron the Knot was a Discord server. It was supposed to be for like the most elite sleuths on the Delphi case. But you know, it originally had The Unraveling, so it had Tobor, Paul, Angela, Yellow Jacket. Then it had HCC, Dawn, Fig, Meerkat, Bella, I think Tyler Carpenter. I'm probably forgetting some people, right? No, Mr. Right. Yeah, yeah. And all these people were friends at one point, right? Like Fig was friends with all these people, and they're still friendly behind the scenes. Not that the drama matters, but I am of the opinion that Laura and Jamie, who recently attacked me, I was not in their Percocet. And it doesn't always mean that, you're necessarily nefarious, but like Percocet, did you know Dawn? Did you talk to her? Did you know she put out Richard Allen's name in 2020? Did he have like proof of it and then not tip her in? Yeah. So, yeah, not everybody was in there, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, there we go. So, but there were a group of people who knew about her, right? And they didn't say a goddamn thing. And, let's just say that you are pro Allen is innocent, right? And you are helping Brad and Andy and some of the other investigators on Rick's case trying to prove his innocence. But you're not bringing up the fact that there's a woman that you're friends with and that you've known for a long time, um, and that you're close with, and she happened to say his name 2 years before he was arrested. All right. So, does anybody want to tell me why that's weird and bad, and that the people working with Brad and Andy aren't talking about Dawn? Because to me, that would be great reasonable doubt. That would make a really great argument for reasonable doubt as to why Alan was probably, you know, he was known about in a whole community of people. You're still banned? Yeah, maybe. I don't know who you are, the Derp Squad. Um, mhm. Why was he known? Why? So, I'm hoping this is making sense because the fact that a lot of people in the knot knew that Dawn had Richard Allen's name in her mouth 2 years before he was arrested. And Jackal, there were probably several people who knew. Yeah, that's a good one, Percocet. Ari didn't draw attention to himself. See, that's the thing. This is my theory, and I'm totally fine with people disproving it because everything at this point, like, I don't have hardcore evidence of anything, so I have to speculate. So my theory was that Alan was a good fall guy because he had no connections to any criminal networks or entities or factions. So if the magic bullet and DNA wasn't hyped up for reasonable doubt like it should have been, DT could have been enough to overcome unreasonable doubt. Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. So how did they pick him? They picked him because he had no connections, Celt. Because if he had connections, since everybody in that area has family members or significant others or, longtime associates or whatever that they're connected to that are all connected via some sort of criminal enterprise, I guess, for lack of a better word, everybody is bound to get into some sort of trouble. And the police were definitely having to take some sort of cuts just to keep quiet. So, yeah, what Precosant said. Because Alan was the one guy, there might have been other guys too, right? But he was a guy that wouldn't lead back to anything nefarious or suspicious. Has not one to tell on, right? Yeah, he doesn't have anybody to tell. Yep, yep. So Deb was friends with German Shanks, Weber's Logan. Yeah, and it's possible too. I think that Dawn probably knew Kathy Shank, and Kathy Shank would have had access to the records to look up whether or not people were putting themselves in the area in and around the time that the girls were abducted and or murdered. So, yeah, Velociraptor RN, a lot of this stuff is probably ringing bells because a lot of it Prof has put up, and a lot of it is actually Alex's work. And Shank had cleared people, correct, Veronica? Okay, and so Derp Squad saying there's evidence they knew Alan in 2018. It's very possible. So what I remember happening, and I've now had several people come and say that they suspected that there was a group of sleuths going around the area in and around Delphi looking at every male as if they were a potential person of interest and comparing them with the BG sketches. But you know, so much time has gone by too that it's like I don't trust any sort of eyewitness anything. So I'm glad, Mama Bear. Yeah. So but you know what doesn't happen if they catch the guy that early? They don't get the resources. That's very true. Plus, it's a giant money laundering scheme. And a lot of people need to be paid off to keep them quiet. Hiding it from the feds. Yeah. So, okay. Hi, Charles. Hello. Yes. But basically, that's kind of where I am, and I'm a little peeved that we're still having to dance around this. Okay. So, yeah. So, if anybody has any questions, let me know. I don't know if I'll have the answers, but so another Richard Allen in Delphi, he was suspected of several petty theft schemes. Maybe Justice Seeker, I don't know. I mean, maybe you know, but I don't know you, so I would have to wait and get some sort of other confirmation on that. So are we thinking RA had anything to do with it? I don't think he did. I think he had nothing to do with it because if he had, it would lead back to a bad actor, which could possibly blow the whole thing wide open. So nothing they could do would bring the girls back and move forward with preserving what they could. Yeah. Potentially, yeah. Like, again, I can't tell you the ins and outs. I can just tell you that there are actual people that are obfuscating and obstructing, like, the truth from getting out right now. And they are in the YouTube community. They are content creators in the YouTube community. And I'm fucking sick of it. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Oh, okay. If I hurt myself, I can't help anyone. Charles, see, like, I don't like it when you do this. And, oh, see, I really don't want to have to ban you, but, like, I really don't like it when you do that kind of stuff. Because I know that you're friends with all these guys that really do want to hurt me and really have sent shit to my house. So, like, I just don't know what to do right now because I actually like you as a person, but I do feel like I need to ban you for my own, I don't know, peace of mind. So, like, tell me what to do, Charles. Tell me what to do because I feel more stressed when you tell me to not be stressed out. Guilt by association? No. It's just these underhanded remarks. Woman is just worried about me? I'll wait for her to tell me that. Thank you. Hmm. So I don't want to have to ban you, Charles. So I would just leave it. I'll leave it. Please don't talk about anything directly because, like, I know you're friends with flippin' Laura and Jamie. It's okay. It's okay. It's, you know, yeah, it's fine. We'll deal with it. But if anybody has any questions, I'm not going to be on here too much longer because, like, it's not exactly fun. What would you like to say, Derp Squad? You don't want Bo getting hurt? What do you mean, Bo? Anyone? You don't want anyone getting hurt? Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. All right. It was Derp Squad, Veronica. Yeah. I had to time him out. It just they do this to derail and they're not. I still like Charles, but he does he is friends with people who like to get on and distract. And I think the Jamie Laura stunt of the past couple weeks was definitely a collaboration with possibly somebody who was pro Osbrook. Not saying that Osbrook inspired anybody to go and do this directly, but it definitely felt like it was a collabed attack. So it is a derailment, Mama Bear, yeah. And he does do that. So I still appreciate Charles, but oh, it raises my blood pressure. So he does play both sides of the fence, Bill. That's fair. Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah, it's the same because I banned him. I did ban him, Miss K. It was mostly so I wouldn't get derailed and have a negative vibe going. So, but yeah, if anybody has any questions, um, I will try to answer them in the best way that I can. I came on because when you're worried about going and doing something that you used to be able to do pretty easily. Um, but then you get traumatized because people are evil, and then you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this again. So I needed to get back on, and good night, Charles Manson. Good night. Anyway, what were we talking about? Thank you, Kayla. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll probably stay for another 15-ish minutes. But yeah, I basically needed to get back on the horse, the proverbial horse, to make sure I could still do it. And I figured I would address some of the things that I could. Who knows the actual truth? I think the closest we're going to get right now, Kayla, is that the people who knew or who know and are friendly with Dawn know way more of everything. And Dawn most likely knows the group of people behind who either put out the hit or who actually did the hit. So I don't know the actual truth, but I know that why weren't the people that are on YouTube right now who were close with the defense, Brad and Andy and Matt Hoffman, why weren't they saying, you know what? There was a gal that I knew in the knot when I was in that Discord who had Richard Allen's name in her mouth in 2020. Hmm? You know? Why weren't they saying anything? And now, why are you so pro Richard Allen, but you're not willing to talk about Dawn? Hi. Hi, Simon. Hello. Good to hear from you. I was talking about you, sir, with your tip. Simon, when was your tip put in about the people that were doxing the woman on Reddit that was doxing? They didn't do what they should have done. Maybe. But yeah, Simon, if you remember, do you know when you had that interaction with the Reddit woman who wanted to basically dox Richard Allen, was trying to, and then you had to turn her in? And then what was the question, Mama Bear? The Patties know exactly what happened? Yeah, I think so too, probably. It wasn't ever to be discussed. Yeah. But Mama Bear, if you want to ask the question again. connected into one story. Oh, Crime Night? Yeah, Crime Night did good work. He got pretty ramped up though. Just about why no one said anything to defense about Dan or Dawn. Dawn. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great question. It's pretty fucking suspicious if you ask me. Joe Lewis, yeah, Crime Night. You still don't remember the exact date? I think RA was the man, wrong height, wrong eye color. You get real ramped up. Yeah, he did, yeah. Was that Flora and they ran her off? I don't thought it was the guy. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure what the question is. Whoever helped sucked. The defense sat like coward kitties. Yeah. Yeah. It was. The defense was compromised. And I don't think it's because Brad and Andy are bad actors. I think they got overwhelmed with rabbit holes in the same way that like Troll Farm tried to overwhelm me with rabbit holes, with the same way that some pro-defense people tried to overwhelm me with rabbit holes and get me sidetracked on these long tangents of like, occult theory and whatnot. What's the guy after I heard about the bullet? Is nobody no? Oh, hi, nobody, nothing. Yeah, he did have his. So yeah, Joe Lewis Crime Night is on Rumble now. So he did have his channel struck, I think, permanently. So howdy, Dino. Hello. Yeah, Jackal, maybe. Yeah. Um, it's a cover up that got out of hand. It became too big, and it just spread into too many competing simultaneous undertakings. I don't even know. I know about a car backed in for years. Tell me more about the woman that had Ari's name. So Simon, there's a presentation. All of the information is Alex Voorhees. He did all the sleuthing. I just put it in a presentation form. It's called The Gatekeepers of Deception. There was a woman who was in charge of a Facebook group called the Delphi Dilemma. Her name is Dawn. She asked everybody for the initials of people that they thought were their POIs in this Facebook group, and she put out RAs, and then conveniently a woman underneath that post says Richard Allen ? Question mark, question mark, question. Hi Terry, hello, good to see you. Yeah, I agree, Precrescent. I think they were led astray. Yeah. I don't think it was but I don't know. I don't know what's in people's hearts. But really, like if we want to get to the bottom of it, Turtle one tonight. Me and Indiana. Yeah, the case should never have been brought to court. I agree, Bill. But if we want to get to the bottom of this, it basically needs to be solved, because otherwise they're never going, like the people who are playing these games because they know that some of us know a lot of information or suspect a lot of information, they're never going to let us leave. So basically, we have to at least get the bad actors out of the game because they are purposely messing it up whenever they can. So, yeah. But I'm pretty tired and fed up with it because um, you know, having to dance around it, having to protect these people and not going to like, oh, why didn't you ever talk about Dawn? You know, why didn't that ever come up? It's super frustrating. So, Terry, that's something that Hard Candy said to me. Found the thread Kay McBride was in where Dawn and friends thought a man with the display name Ken Ellen. It was BG. All Eyes, did you watch the presentation? Did you? It's in there. You did watch it. And you did see that Dawn posted RA, and then underneath it, somebody asked Richard Allen, question mark, question mark, question mark. That post is from 2020. There's two versions of that screenshot. Hi, Jumpy. Be nice, croc golfer. Yeah, you did, All Eyes. So I would like to see this other screenshot. And I do find it very weird that, you know, beyond just having his name in her mouth, that there was a lot of covering up. Okay, well, you have my email. All Eyes is saying that there's another version of that screenshot. And that's fine, but there was a lot of covering up that happened too. And that doesn't need to happen if there's not a bigger thing going on. She's saying there's another screenshot of Dawn saying who the initials stand for from the 2020 screenshot. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see. Guess I could do share screen. 2 monitor, I know, fine, whatever. Let me. No. And this is disingenuous. Let me see if I can do this. Is that even working? I don't think so. Where would it be? It would be in the presentations. And then modified one. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Window or screen. I want to do the entire screen. Wow. Okay. Okay, so All Eyes is saying that there is another screenshot. Hopefully you guys can see my cursor. Yep, you can see it. Okay. So she's saying there's another screenshot in which there's different. Dawn is saying that there's different initials. Yeah. And Croc Golfer is right. I mean, anybody can modify a screenshot too. Someone took a screenshot before and after the post of Richard Allen comment. His version on the vid. Yeah, because they were all covering for Dawn. All Eyes. Because everybody was covering for Dawn. So, this that we're looking at here, guys, is from 2020. Keep in mind, Dawn is the admin to the Delphi Dilemma Facebook group. And in January 2020, she's coming to her Facebook group and saying, "It's been a minute since we asked for initials of your person of interest. Has anyone's changed?" She goes first. Dawn here goes first, and she puts the initials RA. And then somebody underneath conveniently responds back and says, "Dawn, Richard Allen?" Right here. So, Miss K, I don't know exactly what she is, but let me exit out of this. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna do this. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. So she could be yeah, she definitely could be. If you go back into that presentation, I'm not going to pull it up again, but basically, um, she's basically like using her daughter's account, sharing it on Instagram when there's suggestive photos of her daughter. There are, you know, s- screenshots of people coming in and yeah. And I think I mean, she's friends with the Webbers, friends with the Patties, generational abusers. Yeah, nobody, nothing. Yeah. So, and why weren't the people in the knot who were friends with her? No, she actually lives in Michigan, Terry. Weirdly enough, just like Sue Wright. There's another Wright on this case too. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, and the very last couple of slides in that presentation um, go over how Delphi PD, as recently as December 2024, were working on behalf of Dawn. Okay, so these people have police protection. And Captain Howdy is good friends with HCC, who is also a Wright, a WRIGHT, a Wright. But HCC is friends with the pro prosecution, Cold Truth Mel, who's very close with Gray Hughes Investigates, um, who's also been in that picture with Jinx and Truth and Justice, or the Angela Hope Tanksley, who was also really close friends with Ron Logan, who is also good friends with Dawn. Um, Truth and Justice is good friends with Dawn. So you're getting an overlap of a bunch of people who know each other, who pretend to be at odds with each other. HCC was friends with Captain Howdy. There's a pic of him, Captain Howdy, I believe Matt Sullivan, and Sullivan's girlfriend at the time, Greeno, Randy Gravitz or whatever that guy's name is. Um, who else was in that picture? I'm blanking, but yeah, HCC was in that picture. So yeah, they play both sides. So of course it's, weird. Yeah. Yeah, Terry. And Don is friends with Fig. Mm-hmm. All these people are friends. And Angela worked very closely with Matt Hoffman, with Brad and Andy, and she knew Dawn well in the knot. I'm not brilliant. This is the work of a lot of other people who put it together. I'm just fucking sick of it. So Angela, you knew that Dawn had Richard Allen's name in her mouth. All these years. Yeah. Yes. Court gesture. Yes. Yes, Mama Bear. Yeah. And guess what? Angela, YJ, HCC, all friends with Luis Cuevas, who actively sextorted people on this case. Yeah. And guess who signed the NDAs? For Osbrook to be the private investigators in this contract that was going to be signed. Angela and Matt Hoffman. That's what they want you to believe, All Eyes. Yeah, I'm fucking sick too, Mama Bear. So, here we are. So, does anyone have any questions? Because if not, I need to go. I'm hoping that other people will do the rest. Yeah, they were hiring Matt and Ange, Kayla. Yeah. And they signed the NDAs before Kathy Allen ever signed that contract. Yeah, Veronica. Yep. Why wasn't Dawn brought up to the defense as a reasonable doubt? Hmm? Why? And you guys can come for me. You can come for me. I know you already tried to through Jamie and Laura, because I know you guys all work together. So, good one. Good work. Yeah. The defense ignored a lot of info, right? Yeah, but I have a feeling that none of that stuff got told. Dawn did know RA's name, All Eyes. She did. You can go through that whole presentation and see the entire cover up of that. It's enlightenthedark@gmail.com, Percocent. And that's why Howdy covered for her. Exactly, Croc Golfer. Thank you. So I think it's about time people start asking better questions, and some of these other creators start answering some questions. Okay, all eyes. We'll see. But I don't want to be here for 5 more years. I don't want to be here for another year. This whole thing has been a cover-up, and it's been the people in this community. The people in this community that you watch, that you trust, that you've come to love and like. Jackal, I need therapy. I need therapy, dude. Like, I can't keep doing this. All right? I really need the people to come together and do this. Because, like, this is not why I got in this. But listen, if we want any sort of justice for Abby and Libby, Richard Allen needs a fair fucking trial. And all the truth needs to come out. Hi, Mar. Hello. All the truth. I wasn't joking when I said I would burn it down. Matt Hoffman, Veronica. I don't know if he's an attorney. I think he's an investigator, Veronica. Yeah, I miss the fun times too, Thierry. But I can't keep doing this. Especially when more than half of the people on this case are plants. Are literally here to distract. Or to act as chaos agents. To go in and start drama and keep everybody on high alert. As long as they're not looking in the right places. I don't know, Pertinent. I'm not sure what he is. Is Heather in here? Hi, Heather. Yeah, Void Kitty doesn't give a shit. She does not give a shit. So, that's about all I came to say. Everything I said is alleged. I can't prove it. But I have a pretty good feeling. So, and anybody that's not asking questions, I'm suspicious of now. So we'll see where this goes. We will see. But yeah, happy Easter. And I'm wide awake and super angry too, Kayla. But I will talk to you all later, and hopefully we start getting some better answers.